Ray Brown's Talking Birds. Made possible by the generous support of the Birdwatchers General Store, Orleans, Cape Cod. Birdwatchersgeneralstore.com.
And by Vortex Optics with the VIP warranty. Their unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. Learn more at vortexoptics.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to our show, number 1073. On today's program, we'll pay a visit to the Science Corner, where we'll learn how woodpeckers, including small ones, muster the strength to drill holes in hard substances, like wood. Before today's show, we got a look at some woodpeckers, red-bellied and downy in the Talking Birds garden right behind our radio studio. Our modest feeder array this morning also hosted dark-eyed junco, white-breasted nuthatch, black-capped chickadee, tufted titmouse, mourning dove, and lots of blue jays. By the way, we'll have some hot news about our Talking Birds garden coming very soon. It's cold out there in the garden and snowy today. We didn't expect to see any hummingbirds, and we didn't see any. But Mike O'Connor's Let's Ask Mike segment will enlighten us about how some hummingbirds do spend the winter in cold climates and how they manage to make it work. Do we have an audio postcard today? Well, thanks to Mark. Yes, we do. Good morning, Mark.
Hi, Ray. This is Mark Dayton, the San Diego Bird Guide, and what we're hearing here is a black phoebe. And I'm here at El Monte Park out in East San Diego County. A nice little rural park out here with grassy areas and a lot of trees and got mountains surrounding it. So a really beautiful place to go birding if anybody ever comes to San Diego. So hope everybody has a great day. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Mark, out there in San Diego. And by the way, in terms of people going to San Diego, as Mark mentioned, I know lots of folks will be going to the San Diego Bird Festival starting on February 25th through the 1st of March. A great festival always. And if you go, please say hello to Lori and Begred hosting our Talking Birds table there at the San Diego Bird Festival, again, beginning on the 25th of February. Our conservation salute of the week goes to the state of Connecticut. Although federal clean energy electric vehicle incentives have been canceled here in the U.S., about 15 states have stepped up to provide them nonetheless. And Connecticut recently joined the list. In fact, Connecticut has increased its new battery electric vehicle incentive from $500 to $1,000, and they're providing incentives for used EV purchases as well. Now, the state still uses fossil fuels to create much of the energy, but they're making progress in moving away from those polluting sources. 10 years ago, Connecticut didn't produce much clean power, but now they're generating 12 times the amount of clean energy that they did then, allowing the state to power nearly 142,000 additional households with clean energy used by electric vehicle chargers as well. So way to go, Connecticut. One more quick bit of EV-related news. In France, a company called Electrion has activated the world's first in-road electric vehicle charging system on a stretch of real highway. It means that EVs equipped with compatible receivers can now draw power directly from this road southwest of Paris while cruising at highway speeds, recharging as they go. Bonne nouvelle et merci Electrion et France. And our mystery bird is what you're hearing there. We had a little vocalization part and then a non-vocal part. Let's quickly hear that again. And here's one little bonus sound there. All right, our mystery bird is a thick-bodied bird with a moderately long tail, rounded wings, and feathered legs. It's cryptically colored to blend in with the forest floor. It can appear in two different forms or morphs, reddish or gray. It's a non-migratory bird found in forests from the Appalachian Mountains up across Canada to Alaska, foraging on the ground or in trees, eating buds and twigs, leaves and ferns, soft fruits and acorns, and a few insects. Bonus clue, displaying males show a black ruff of neck feathers. That would be our mystery bird, and we'll do the actual contest in just a little bit over here on today's show. Royal music for a royal salute to new Talkin' Birds ambassadors, the royalty of the Talkin' Birds listener family, and thank you to Ann H. from Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you so much, Ann. And thank you to Michael B. from Virginia City, Nevada. Michael says, our show is nice and easy to listen to, informative, interesting, and silly, all at the same time. Thank you, Michael. I think you've distilled the essence of our show, at least including the silly part, and thank you so much for becoming a Talkin' Birds ambassador. Well, we were thrilled that on the 28th of December, we added a 1,000th member to our Talkin' Birds ambassadors family, Ariel Catarina from Cape Coral, Florida. And quite a bit more than a dozen other listeners have joined up since then. But we'd like to make it clear that we don't want to stop there. Our goal is to spread the good word about birds and birding and the vital importance of conservation to as many people as we can. So if you'd like to help us in continuing the efforts to do that, we hope you'll sign up today as a Talkin' Birds ambassador. We like to point out that being an ambassador is easy. We send you a little batch of our cool green Talkin' Birds info cards that you can hand out to family, friends, neighbors, coworkers at your convenience. And signing up is super easy, too, by clicking on the Get Involved tab at the top of our talkinbirds.com website homepage. And here's one of our ambassadors now and why she thinks being an ambassador is a pretty good idea.
My name is Marcia O'Bara, and I live south of Tucson, Arizona. I think that all listeners should become Talkin' Birds ambassadors because it gives you a way to talk to people about the show and also to encourage people to start flirting, which I enjoy doing. I like being a Talking Birds ambassador because it gives me an excuse to talk about the show and to hand out the little cards. I think it's just so much fun to listen to, and I want other people to enjoy it as much as I do.
Well, thank you so much for all of that, Marcia. And by the way, Marcia mentioned flirting there. Flirting, if you're unfamiliar with it, is picking up litter while birding. A little mashup of that. And the flip side of that Talkin' Birds card we mentioned offers info about flirting and how to become a proud flirter. So Talkin' Birds listeners, please consider joining our Talkin' Birds ambassadors family. Do it right now if you can at talkinbirds.com under the Get Involved tab. And thanks from all of us here at the Talkin' Birds program. Still to come today, we'll meet up with our Debbie Bleacher in the Talkin' Birds Science Corner, where we'll learn how small woodpeckers can exert such enormous force when they excavate holes in trees. Plus, Mike O'Connor will join us for Let's Ask Mike, almost live from the archive, on the topic of hummingbirds coping with cold weather. And up next, a bird with common in its name that's uncommonly beautiful is today's featured feathered friend, presented by the Bigger and Better BWD magazine, with each large format issue packed with beautiful photographs, illustrations, and in-depth articles, ranging from backyard birds to birding abroad. Experience birds up close with BWD at bwdmagazine.com. The word merganser comes from the Latin and translates roughly to plunging goose, although mergansers, including today's featured feathered friend, the common merganser, are actually diving ducks. But close enough, maybe, since geese and ducks do belong to the same family. The beautiful male common merganser has mostly white body feathers with a dark green head and a black back. The elegant female has gray body plumage with rich cinnamon on the head and a short crest along with a white wing patch, most visible in flight. Both have a slender, orange-red serrated bill, which gives them the nickname sawbill. In Europe and Asia, maybe reflecting that Latin name translation, the bird is known as the goosander. Unlike its saltwater-loving close relative, the red-breasted merganser, the common merganser is mostly a freshwater species, inhabiting ponds, lakes, and rivers, where its diet consists mostly of fish, supplemented by insects, mollusks, crustaceans, worms, frogs, plants, and even small mammals and birds. The common merganser breeds all through Canada and southern Alaska, with some year-round populations in much of the northern U.S. Wintering grounds cover most of the lower 48, except for the southeastern states. Common mergansers will use nest boxes placed not far from lakes or rivers if put up well before spring. Attaching a predator nest guard is highly recommended. It's merganser, the plunging goose that's really a duck. Today's Talkin' Birds featured feathered friend, the common merganser. Welcome again to our show, number 1073. Well, let's head into the Talkin' Birds Science Corner with Debbie Bleacher and see if we can find out a little bit about how woodpeckers do what they do.
Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab.
Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning, Ray.
Well, we know that woodpeckers can do some serious excavating in wood, even hardwood. Many of them are pretty small, though. How do they have the strength to do it?
That's a great question. How does a small bird like a downy woodpecker manage to drill into trees? It seems kind of impossible. So a group of biologists at Brown University decided to look at the biomechanics of this movement.
Yeah, very different from anything humans do. How did they research it?
They started by fitting 8 wild downy woodpeckers with equipment to read their muscle impulses and their breathing.
Why measure their breathing?
Because breath control is part of physical effort. I'm sure, Ray, that during your illustrious tennis career, you learned that you could hit balls harder if you exhaled when you swung your racket.
Well, yes, that was one of my many techniques.
Oh, yes, of course. So the researchers thought it might be revealing to measure how woodpeckers time their breaths with pecking. So they moved the downies to an enclosure with a vertical plank of wood where they could cling and peck. Then they watched and read the measurements.
And what did they find?
By reading the order of muscle impulses, they found that pecking is a full-body motion. But let me explain how it works before anyone goes to the gym to pound weights with their head.
Oh, good idea.
Okay. So to peck, woodpeckers first clench the bottom of the body, that is their tail and abs. Then they use their hip flexors to drive the top of the body forward. The neck and back of the head stiffen for the impact. After the peck, different muscles in the bird's back and neck draw the head back. A decent analogy might be the movement we make to split a log with an axe. We start holding the axe overhead, then we tighten our abs and use our hip flexors to swing the axe down. We use different muscles to bring our arms back up, so we're ready for the next strike.
What about the breath?
The breath coordinates with the movement. Woodpeckers exhale sharply to tighten their abs when they strike, then inhale when they draw the head back, again like swinging an axe.
But faster, I imagine.
Yeah, milliseconds.
So why does it matter how woodpeckers peck?
Studying biomechanics is always useful because it helps us understand how very different creatures use their bodies. In this case, it's easy to see similarity between a woodpecker's peck and a human's tennis swing or axe strike. And knowing how an animal moves can help us understand what kind of environment it needs to live, as well as how to help it if it's injured.
Well, where can we read more about this research?
The popular science article is on the Scientific American website dated January 2nd. And I'd like to thank Talkin' Birds ambassador Jim Randolph for sending it to us. I'll put it on our website and social media. In that article is a link to the original paper in the Journal of Experimental Biology, in case anyone would like to go into more detail.
All right. Interesting. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome, Ray.
Our own Debbie Bleacher in our own Talkin' Birds Science Corner there. And by the way, Debbie is always looking for new topics on which to report in the scientific area. So give us a holler here at the show if you have some suggestions about that. Meanwhile, we're moving on to the Mystery Bird Contest here. Just a reminder, too, that if you're not hearing our show live and would like to for future Mystery Bird contests, just go to talkingbirds.com and you can see how to do it. It's very easy. Our live broadcast, by the way, is on Sunday mornings, 9:30 to 10 Eastern Time. So our Mystery Bird Contest in just 1 minute. The flutter of a tail feather, the flash of a wing bar in mid-flight. You don't always have a lot of time to identify a bird in nature, let alone to appreciate its beauty. But with Vortex Optics, you'll have the power to bring every wild moment closer. When you choose Vortex, you're choosing to have a partner in the field as passionate about nature as you are. Whether you're spotting old friends on the backyard feeder or packing for a once-in-a-lifetime trip to add a few species to your life list, Vortex offers a full range of optics and optics accessories for every birder and every budget. And whether the birds are taking you to another state or another country, you're always covered by the Vortex VIP warranty, an unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. If you'd like to learn more, or if you need help choosing your next optic, give Vortex a call at 1-800-4-VORTEX or visit vortexoptics.com. There's our mystery bird vocalization there, and then a little non-vocal communication. We have the lines open right now for the Mystery Bird Contest, and we'll describe the prizes in a moment. Our bird is a thick-bodied bird with a moderately long tail, rounded wings, and feathered legs. It's cryptically colored to blend in with the forest floor. Could be reddish or gray, two different forms or morphs. It's a non-migratory bird that's found in forests from the Appalachian Mountains to all the way up and across Canada to Alaska. It forages on the ground or in trees, eating buds and twigs and leaves and ferns, soft fruits and acorns, and some insects. That bonus clue we gave displaying males show a black ruff of neck feathers. A description there of our mystery bird. Here's the number to call. We'll repeat it in a moment, but it's 781-837-4900. That's 781-837-4900. Prizes include from Fresh Cut Paper, makers of beautiful life-sized pop-up floral bouquets that are wilt-proof and crafted to last a lifetime. We have a certificate for 5 bouquets, and yes, they have bird-themed bouquets among their selections. These are just absolutely beautiful. We've given some of these away to friends, and they just go crazy for them. They really are beautiful. And they also have a small fraction of the carbon footprint of imported flowers. And Fresh Cut plants a tree for every bouquet sold. And because you shouldn't have to sacrifice style for comfort out in the field, we're happy to offer a $25 gift certificate for Bird Collective, your one-stop shop for vintage-inspired apparel and unique accessories. We're talking everything from T-shirts and tank tops to bags and books, and all featuring birds. Prizes there are beautiful ones on our Mystery Bird Contest. And if we get to our bonus question, we'll also try to give away a feather-friendly bird window collision kit. That is a beautiful thing. You can still see perfectly out your window. At the same time, you're preventing birds from crashing into your windows. We know that kills literally, millions upon millions, let's put it that way, of birds every year in the U.S. and Canada and all over the world, too. So prizes there on a Mystery Bird Contest coming along very shortly. Meanwhile, almost live from the archive, it's Let's Ask Mike in just 1 minute.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below. You take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Hummingbirds in January. No, that can't be a thing. Well, I guess, it could be depending where you are, but not where Mike O'Connor is, because he's on Cape Cod. That's in Massachusetts, and that's kind of chilly this time of year, like below freezing and stuff like that. Good morning, Mike.
Stuff like that.
Stuff like that is a phrase I like to use. It kind of covers everything there.
Always get specific when you can. You've got a black-chinned hummingbird, I believe, on the Lower Cape, as it's called, Provincetown area. That's right. Yeah, as far away as you can out here on the East Coast, on the end of Cape Cod and Provincetown, there's been a black-chinned hummingbird that's been coming to a feeder for last month or so. And it's it's super rare. I think this is the latest in the season black-chinn's ever been seen here. It's about 2 or 3 miles out of it. 2 or 3 miles. 2 or 3,000 miles out of its normal range. This is a western bird that most people would see in Arizona or New Mexico, California, and then they leave that area and they get down to Mexico for the winter. Well, this bird took the wrong turn, got a bad GPS reading, ended up in Massachusetts. And it's not unusual. A lot of people want to say, a storm blew it out there, but it's usually the bird just mixed up. They just got the wrong brain cells going on, and they started flying east instead of south, and then they get to the Atlantic Ocean, and they go, all right, that's far enough. We're going to settle down. And I'm sure it happens more than we know, and a lot of those birds just, we don't see, or they disappear. But this one found a feeder, and it's coming to somebody's house, and it's been coming for the last bunch of weeks. And we had it's a very generic looking bird. It's a young one or a female, and we had Sue Finnegan, the local bird band, to capture it, band it, study it. Turns out it's a black chin, which is really, really super rare around here. But the thing that I'm most shocked at is that the gentleman who had this bird coming went out and somehow bought a heated hummingbird feeder. I didn't even know there was such a thing, because in our parts of the world, there's no hummingbirds in the cold weather. But they actually make a couple of different kinds. One that you plug in and it keeps the nectar warm or from freezing, or you can buy one that's like an adapter that you can retrofit your existing hummingbird feeder and keep the nectar warm. And the birds can't necessarily totally survive on the sugar water that we all feed them, but they go around and they find insects, and apparently, according to Stu Finnegan, these birds are very adaptable. As long as they get some sugar, give them some energy, they go around the rest of the day looking for little tiny insects and barks of trees and little spider eggs, and they keep themselves going. They actually can put on weight as long as this nectar supply is there and gives some energy to look around. And but the shocking part is, not shocking, but the amazing part is, at night, these birds have the ability to survive it's been in the 20s here, to survive the winter night by going into what's called a torpor. It's like a daily hibernation. Hibernation is for months at a time. These birds drop their body temperature from like 100 degrees. A normal hummingbird temperature is around 100. They drop it as low as 50 degrees, which is crazy low. Like if you and I dropped our temperature, hypothermia is 3 degrees below normal. And then if we have hypothermia, we have to get blankets and hot chocolate and try to get our body temperature. These guys do it overnight, and then in the morning they wake up, and it takes them about a half an hour to get going again, and then they're good as new the rest of the day.
Unbelievable.
And it is. So anybody who lives in cold weather and you think you've got hummingbirds coming any time of year, go buy a heated hummingbird feeder. You won't buy it from me because I don't know.
Yeah, you maybe better start stocking them there.
Yeah. No, in case this one bird comes back again next year.
Yeah, you got to deal with that inventory, I know. All right. Michael.
Pretty interesting. All right, back to next week, Ray.
All right. Mike O'Connor there at the, I didn't mean to cut him off there at the end there. By the way, don't quote me on this, but I seem to recall talking with Mike last week and him saying they have another black-chin hummingbird this year near him on Cape Cod. That report we just heard was from 1 year ago from the Talking Birds archive. Well, we're back at the Mystery Bird Contest, trying to identify this thick-bodied bird with a moderately long tail, rounded wings, and feathered legs, and that classic sound that it produces in a non-vocal kind of way. Mike is in Rhode Island, the Ocean State. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mike?
Good, sir.
What do you think about that mystery bird there, Mike?
I was thinking it was a ringneck pheasant.
Ringneck pheasant sounds like a reasonable guess, but not precise, I guess, this time. Mike, thank you. Try us again, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mike, with a ringneck pheasant guess. Let's go to Luke in the great city of St. Louis, Missouri. Hello, Luke.
How's it going, Ray?
Going well, Luke. How are you? How are things in St. Louis?
I'm doing well. It's really cold. I'm watching my heated bird bath right now.
Oh, nice.
Lots of goldfinches out there.
A lot of goldfinches.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Our mystery bird, as you probably know, Luke, is not a goldfinch. However, you may have an idea what it is. What do you say?
I'm hoping it is a ruffed grouse.
I think your hope has been redeemed. Yes. Ruffed grouse is absolutely correct. Nice job on that, Luke. The ruffed grouse. This is an interesting thing about them. They grow projections off their sides in winter that look like combs, kind of, and they are believed to act as snowshoes to help the grouse walk across snow. Pretty interesting, and sounds like it may be pretty effective. Yeah, so the ruffed grouse, the correct answer. And Luke, we also have time, if you've a mind, to do a little bonus questions. That's what it is. And I remembered what that is. It's a bonus question. Would you like to try it?
Let's do it.
All right. January 20th is Penguin Awareness Day, supported by the World Wildlife Fund, the Penguin Foundation, and a bunch of other groups, all working to raise awareness for penguin conservation and threats to their survival. We'll be talking more, by the way, about penguin conservation soon with a special guest. But sorry, this is a long lead-in. It's our penguin bonus question. What makes a macaroni penguin stand out from other species? Multiple choice. Is it A, the pasta-colored plumage on its breast and throat, B, the long yellow feathers on the top of its head, or C, its fondness for fettuccine Alfredo? One of those is certainly the answer.
I'll go with B on that one.
B would be the long yellow feathers on the top of its head, and I think you'll hear applause again here. We've got all kinds of applause. Exactly right. Yeah, that's why they call it the macaroni penguin. Pretty fascinating. That is, by the way, the most numerous of the penguin species, with something like 18 million individuals. However, there are a lot of declines in the populations recorded since 1970. They're now considered vulnerable. And if you'll indulge me, Luke, I'll just give a plug for a show we'll be doing soon about the emperor penguin, the biggest of the species. And Dr. Peter Fretwell from the British Antarctic Survey will be with us talking about the results of their new satellite analysis of emperor penguin colonies in Antarctica. So, Luke, maybe you'll be able to tune in for that one.
I will definitely be listening.
All right. Thank you, Luke. That's Luke in St. Louis, correctly identifying the ruffed grouse as our mystery bird, and also getting the other part there correct about the macaroni penguin. That's it for this week. Next week, we're going to talk with a special guest about barred owls and whether the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service should be killing them to save spotted owls. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
I like that.
Ray Brown's Talking Birds. Made possible by the generous support of the Birdwatchers General Store, Orleans, Cape Cod. Birdwatchersgeneralstore.com.
And by Vortex Optics with the VIP warranty. Their unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. Learn more at vortexoptics.com.